Hawaii adopts the federal definition of research and development and qualified research expenses, except all expenses must be acquired within Hawaii. The R&D project must follow the federal guidelines for being technology-oriented, and while not mandatory, Hawaii does expect to see a substantial amount of costs related to experimentation. The Internal Revenue Code defines qualified research as those expenses for activities intended to discover information that eliminates uncertainty concerning the development or improvement of a product. A product is defined as a process, technique, formula, or invention. Under the federal definition, many types of expenses are not allowed. These include, but are not limited to, acquisition of another's patent, model, or production, advertising, consumer and efficiency surveys, management studies, ordinary testing for quality control, research conducted after commercial production begins, research related to style, taste, cosmetics, or seasonal design, and routine data collection. Hawaii's Research and Development Tax Credit can be claimed by a qualified high technology business as defined in Hawaii Revised Statute Section 235-7.3c. Hawaii requires that the taxpayer must also claim the federal tax credit in order to claim the state research credit. In order to claim the credit, taxpayers must submit a written certified statement providing the QREs in the prior taxable year and the amount of tax credits claimed by March 31st of each year in which qualified research and development activity was conducted in the previous taxable year. The Director of Taxation will then issue a certificate to the taxpayer verifying information submitted to the department, including the qualifying costs of expense amounts, the credit amount for each taxable year, and the cumulative amount of the tax credit during the credit period. Then the taxpayer must file the certificate with their tax return. The federal tax credit is the baseline upon which the Hawaii tax credit is measured. Therefore, a taxpayer must compute their federal tax credit amount first before calculating their state credit. For information on how to calculate the federal credit, please search for Swanson Reed R&D Federal Credit Calculation or click the button on the screen. In order to calculate the state credit, the taxpayer must multiply the federal tax credit by a fraction, the numerator being the amount of qualified research expenses incurred in Hawaii, and the denominator being the amount of qualified research expenses for the federal tax credit. All credit claims, including amended returns, must be filed on or before the end of the 12th month after the close of the financial year. If the tax credit granted exceeds the taxpayer's tax liability, the excess of the credit over payments due shall be refunded to the taxpayer. For further information on state research credits or the federal research credit, please visit our Swanson Reed YouTube channel by clicking the link below. To speak with the Swanson Reed advisor, simply click on the Contact button on the lower left-hand corner of the screen.